Chosen one, listen carefully. I interrupted you on purpose. This is not a random scroll or an algorithmic accident. This is a hand on your shoulder in a crowded room saying, now, where you are going can wait. What is being given cannot. You are here on assignment. Treat this like instruction, not content. Stop. Lower the noise around you. Put the phone on. Do not disturb. If you are standing, sit. If you are moving, become still. Take one slow breath. Slow, not deep. In through the nose. Hold for a gentle count of 2. Let the exhale be longer than the inhale. Again. Slow, not deep. Feel the ground. Feel your chest lift and soften. Your spirit knows the difference between being entertained and being led. Tonight, I am leading you. I will be precise because you do not have time for vague messages. This is not a prayer to make money fall from the sky while you keep your panic contracts. This is a time-sensitive sequence that will meet you before sleep and rewire what tomorrow tries to repeat. Hear me. What you do tonight will set the tone of the next financial season, not the next hour, the next season. The window is narrow and merciful. It has weight on it. You can feel it as a sober quiet on your ribs, as if the room itself is listening. That is on purpose. This is not loud, not theatrical, not the kind of breakthrough that explodes and vanishes. This is the kind of turning that takes root beneath your choices and refuses to be uprooted by old fear. Money is not your master. Your nervous system has been treating it like danger. I am here to end that lie by walking you through 4 doors in one night. Peace, boundary, seed, release. In that order. Not swapped, not skipped, not rushed. Tonight only, you honor the sequence. I protect the future it opens. Chosen one, you have been praying from a clenched jaw and then wondering why your discernment keeps short-circuiting. You have asked me to bless numbers while ignoring the noise that hijacks how you count. I will not leave you condemned. I will not leave you confused. I am giving you an instruction that turns anxiety into alignment and alignment into provision. But you must treat this as a command, not a concept. Do not multitask this. Do not skim this. Stay. Take one slow breath. Slow, not deep. I want your shoulders to drop, your forehead to smooth. If your hands are cold, rub them together and place your right hand on your chest. Feel the cadence. That rhythm is older than your bills. It is older than your bank account. It is older than every room that made you feel small. I am bringing you back to the place where I can whisper and be heard. Because panic cannot hear me and scarcity does not translate me. Peace will go first. Tonight, it breaks open the hallway the other doors live in. Listen, there is an urgency that is not fear. There is an urgency that is love refusing to let you rehearse collapse one more night. That is this. The cost of ignoring it will not show up as thunder tomorrow. It will show up as one more avoidable conversation that drains your courage, one more half-finished task that keeps your mind on a leash, one more late-night spiral that clogs your morning and taxes your decisions. That is not punishment. That is the natural consequence of being unprepared for a sequence. I came early enough that you would not pay that cost. I am not here to make you hype. I am here to make you ready. Readiness looks like this. You choose to obey before you understand every outcome. You follow order more than your mood. You allow peace to be your first income. You postpone what steals it. You complete one clean act that your future can stand on. You forgive so your hands are free to receive. This is the arc of tonight. Stay with me. You are not behind. You are being brought inside a window that is open as you hear my voice and will not be open in the same way tomorrow. Not because I am cruel, but because appointed moments are alive. They have assignments of their own. They move. They wait for those who choose. They close to those who choose delay. You will not delay. You will not ask 10 friends for permission. You will not scroll for a second opinion. You will listen and you will move. Take another slow breath. Slow, not deep. Let the room get simple. Let the next hour become holy. I am going to talk to you the way a trainer corrects form so you stop injuring yourself. I am going to talk to you the way a father steadies the child's chin so the eyes can meet. I am going to be precise. If I tell you 7 minutes, do 7. If I tell you postpone, postpone. If I tell you 1 seed, do not plant 3. Precision is mercy in a window like this. Order is protection when you have been living by adrenaline. You have called it a money problem. I call it a pattern problem. You have tried to fix it with bigger effort. I will fix it with better sequence. When peace goes first, your choices change. When boundary follows, your leaks close. When seed is planted, your integrity speaks a language your future understands. When release happens, your mind returns to the frequency where you can recognize provision when it shows up wearing ordinary clothes. This is not abstract. This is practical. This is tonight. So make the room agree with your decision. Silence the notifications. Close the extra tabs. Put a notebook within reach, not for overthinking, but for agreement. Tell your body, we are safe. Tell your mind, we are led. If tears come, let them. If skepticism rises, breathe and stay. Doubt is loud when obedience is near. Do not let it be your counselor. I am not negotiating with your fear. I am instructing your future. Chosen one, you are here because I wanted you here now. Receive the containment as care. I have put a hedge around this hour. Inside it, your panic does not get to be king. Inside it, your history does not get to finish your sentences. Inside it, you will hear me more clearly than the bill collector and the inner critic and the hustler voice that promises relief and sells you exhaustion. Tonight is a mercy window. Before you sleep, we will walk the 4 doors: peace, boundary, seed, release. And when you close your eyes, a different season will be waiting to greet you in the morning. Stay close. Keep breathing slow, not deep. I am about to begin. Chosen one, listen. There are 2 kinds of time moving around you right now, and only one of them can change your life in a single night. Chronos is the time of the clock. Minutes, hours, alarms, deadlines, scrolling, the sun setting and the calendar flipping. Kairos is the appointed time, the moment heaven arranges when an opening appears that you cannot engineer and cannot guarantee will wait for you if you delay. Chronos asks, what time is it? Kairos asks, what is this time for? Tonight is Kairos for your finances. That is why your spirit feels the weight it feels, and why your mind keeps trying to bargain for later. There is no later like this. There is only now. Take 1 slow breath. Slow, not deep. Let the exhale convince your shoulders to release 1/2 inch. Feel the room become simple again. The weight you feel is not dread. It is appointment. It is the difference between standing outside a hospital and standing outside a delivery room. Same building, different door. In Chronos, every minute looks the same. In Kairos, some minutes are pregnant. You are inside a pregnant minute. It is heavy because heaven has put a purpose inside it. If you honor it, it will not pass like ordinary time. It will deliver. You have felt the press today, the agitated quiet, the strange sobriety that made you want to cancel the small talk, the sense that noise that used to distract you suddenly became obvious as noise. That is not you being cold or unstable. That is your spirit refusing to waste an appointment. It is why certain invitations felt suddenly expensive and why your usual compromises tasted like metal in your mouth. Appointed time does this. It makes delay feel costly because, in this window, it is. I am not threatening you. I am interpreting you. You are not spiraling. You are sensing a door. Anxiety has been wearing a costume that looks like danger. Tonight I unmask it and call it what it is: urgency that belongs to love. I am drawing you through a threshold you have asked me for, and your body knows it. Chronos will tell you to multitask destiny. Kairos will demand your attention like a name being called in a crowded waiting room. When they call your name, you do not take another lap around the building. You stand and you go, because the room beyond that door is prepared for you, not for the one who lingers. Appointed time is not a superstition. It is a pattern. Doors that coordinate with where your heart has been softened. Conversations that are safest postponed. Instructions that are small but precise. Provision that wants somewhere to land. Hear me. I do not drop provision into chaos and call it kindness. I send it where there is order, peace, and obedient action, so that what arrives can stay. You have been asking for more while handing it to the same leaks. I am not withholding to punish you. I am waiting to protect you. Appointed time arranges the ground before it rains. That is why tonight begins with peace and boundary before seed and release. I am not teasing you by moving slowly. I am saving you by moving in order. Take another slow breath. Slow, not deep. This is how you translate the difference between the clock and the appointment into your body. You lower the speed of your breath to match the speed of heaven's instruction. Panic hurries and misses turns. Peace hears and turns where I say. You have tried to force outcomes on clock time and then called it warfare when it collapsed. It was not warfare, it was mistiming. When you honor Kairos, the same steps that failed you in Chronos begin to open what would not open before, because you are not shoving a key into the wrong day. Signs of appointed time are simple and sober. The noise around you gets louder while your need for quiet increases. The opinions you used to borrow feel heavy in your mouth. Sleep becomes lighter, not because you are anxious, but because something in you is on watch. Your spirit starts sorting: this conversation tonight, that conversation later, this expense now, that expense not at all, this yes, this no. Do not shame yourself for feeling pressed. The press is not punishment. The press is me shaping you into a vessel that will not shatter when the weight of peace sits inside you. Financial peace is weighty. It settles. It silences the parts of you that used to live on emergency. You have asked me for that peace. Tonight I am giving you the door into it. Appointed time always demands a response. Indecision is a response. Delay is a response. But neither of them will escort you through the threshold. Obedience is the only response that moves you. Not frantic, not grand, precise. If I say 7 minutes, give me 7. If I say postpone the conversation, close your mouth and keep your promise to your future. If I say plant one clean seed, do not perform. Complete it. The grace on appointed time is not general. It is targeted. It rests on the step you are shown, not on the step you wish it were. That is why almost obedience has felt like sand lately. It is. It leaks. Tonight you move in the exact. Understand this and let it steady you. In Chronos, you measure progress by how fast you move. In Kairos, you measure by how true you move. The shortest path in appointed time is order. Peace first changes how you hear. Boundary next changes what you allow. Seed after that changes what you signal. Release finally changes what you can carry without your hands trembling. This is why you have felt the tug to simplify your surroundings before thinking about numbers. I am making a landing strip, not throwing you a parachute and hoping. Chosen one, I am not asking you to admire this revelation. I am asking you to live it within the next hour. Treat tonight wholly in the way you treat a signed appointment you have been waiting months to get. You would leave early. You would silence your phone. You would not let a casual request from someone who can wait interrupt what cannot. That instinct is wisdom. Apply it now. Appointed time is a living door. It opens and it closes. It does not threaten, it moves. When it opens, you move with it. When it closes, you rest and prepare for the next. Tonight it is open and it has your name on it. Take one more slow breath. Slow, not deep. Let agreement rise, not as hype, but as a quiet yes that feels like your spine straightening. Because it is appointed, there will be a sequence. I will not let you get lost in the hallway. I will not let you rush the third door and break your foot on the first. I will show you where to put your next step, and then the next. Peace first. Boundary next. Seed. Release. In order. When you honor the order, tomorrow will greet you with a different gravity. Now, stay with me. We are about to honor the first door. Chosen one, listen. I am going to show you the hallway and the locks that keep you safe in it. 3 doors, 1 night, peace, boundary, seed, in that order. The release you're hungry for sits on the far side of those doors, but it does not open itself to hurry or to noise. I am not delaying your answer. I am protecting it. Order is your guardrail. Sequence is your shield. If you honor the order tonight, you stop the cycle of collapse tomorrow. Here is the framework. Door 1 is peace, not the idea of peace, the embodied quiet that lowers the static so you can hear me. Before I let you touch numbers, I will steady your nervous system. Why? Because panic picks expensive options and calls it survival. Peace selects truth and calls it obedience. Door 2 is boundary, the single postponement, the holy not tonight, that closes the leak that keeps draining what I pour. You are not stingy. You have been unguarded. Boundary is not rejection. It is reverence for what I am rebuilding. Doctor 3 is seed. 1 clean money move completed before you sleep. Not to perform, not to buy favor, but to witness to your own integrity. 1 finished act breaks the paralysis that keeps you rehearsing failure in your head. 3 doors, 1 night. Accelerated because you align. I am going to be gentle and exact with you. The cost of ignoring this order is not thunder tomorrow. It is the quiet bleed that turns next week into a repeat of last month. The cost is not punishment. It is the natural consequence of trying to enter door 3 without walking through door 1. When you plant seed from a panicked state, it is like sowing into wind. Your own fear scatters what you place. When you attempt a boundary without peace first, it sounds like anger, not wisdom, and relationships fray instead of recalibrate. When you pray for increase while staying in chaos, you create a landing strip full of debris and then blame the plane for circling. Let me define what most do, so you can see why tonight is different. Most pray for more while their table is crowded with every voice they feel guilty to disappoint. They text back the person who always needs 5 minutes that turn into an hour of defending their choices. They overshare their money fears with people who cannot steward their tenderness and then wonder why shame returns like a tide. They spend in reaction, late-night cart fills to numb the ache, small I deserve it purchases to feel momentary control, random subscriptions that trick the limbic system into safety while the ledger leaks. Then they wake up to anxiety, rebuke the devil, and repeat the cycle the next night. This is not condemnation, this is diagnosis. I am interrupting the loop. You will not repeat it tonight. Stay with me. Do not skip ahead. Sequence matters. You are going to feel your mind try to run to seed, because seed feels like action, and action feels like relief. But relief without order is expensive. I did not bring you here to spend. I brought you here to build. If you will trust the sequence, you will feel the miracle in your body before you see it in your balance. Because the breakthrough I am giving you is financial peace, not financial adrenaline. Understand what each door does so you stop arguing with what protects you. Peace changes how you choose. It is 7 minutes of stillness that breaks the panic contract you have been renewing with your own breath. It is me reteaching your body that money is not a tiger and obedience is not a cliff. Without this, your discernment is muffled. With this, a check that used to send your heart racing becomes a line item with no teeth. Boundary changes what you allow. It is one conversation postponed, one. The exact one that always costs you more than money. The one that pulls you back into an old role. Fixer, explainer, rescuer, entertainer. The version of you who pays in peace for someone else's comfort. Tonight, your peace is part of your provision. When you delay that conversation, you are not being rude. You are keeping a promise to the future you are responsible for. Seed changes what you signal. It is one completed act with your money that has integrity in it. No grand gesture, no performance. Finished, clean, documented, real. When you do it last, after peace and boundary, it is encoded with clarity rather than fear, and it begins to teach your life to respond to order. Take this as your guardrails for what not to do. Do not announce your sequence to be validated. Do not buy something for your business to soothe a feeling. Do not lend to dodge a boundary. Do not donate because you are afraid to disappoint. Do not make 3 seeds because you are anxious. Your one is too small. Multiplying without instruction is not faith. It is fear in costume. The smallest obedient seed planted after peace is heavier with glory than any frenzied, impressive sacrifice done first. I will honor what I author. Chosen one, I need your whole self to agree with what your spirit already knows. One slow breath, your body must agree with what your spirit is about to do. Slow, not deep, in through the nose. Let the exhale be longer than the inhale. Again, feel the floor hold you. Feel my hand on the back of your neck, not to push, but to steady. You are not in trouble. You are in order. Hear the stakes and let them set you free instead of scaring you. If you try to skip, you will not be cursed. You will be tired. If you try to harvest before you plant, you will confuse adrenaline for anointing. If you go to door 3 first, you will have to return to Dr. 1 anyway. And that detour will feel like failure when it is simply sequence correcting you. Save yourself nights of confusion by honoring the map on night 1. I am giving you what accelerates only when you stop trying to accelerate yourself. You are used to thinking that breakthroughs roar. This one stabilizes. It feels like your shoulders lowering. It feels like a no that used to scare you rolling off your tongue like a psalm. It feels like one small line item done with finality that somehow makes your whole mind exhale. That is how you will know you are inside the architecture I am building. Do not despise the simplicity. Appointed time prefers clean lines. Heaven loves a room with space to land. Make a quiet agreement with me now. Say it under your breath if you need to. I will honor the order. Say it again until your jaw unclenches. I will honor the order. You do not have to know the specifics yet. I will tell you where to put your foot next. I am not going to flood you with 20 tasks. I am going to give you 3 doors and the grace to walk through them in one night. The release you ache for will greet you at the end, not because you chased it, but because you made a home for it. Stay with me. Do not sprint down the hallway and hurt yourself on a door that opens toward you. When it is time, I will say, begin. When it is time, I will say, postpone. When it is time, I will say, plant. Trust that I know your pacing better than your fear does. Tonight is not random. Tonight is not content. Tonight is instruction that makes tomorrow quieter and your future heavier with peace. Sequence matters. Honor it, and the cycle of collapse loses its fuel. You have lived long enough on emergency. Let order usher you into provision that stays. Chosen one, listen. Before I walk you through the first door, I will prove to your mind what your spirit already knows. You are not imagining this window. Heaven leaves fingerprints. The signs around you are not random. They are verification that the time has changed, and the exact loop I am breaking tonight is lit up on your dashboard. Let me mirror you back to yourself so you stop calling confirmation confusion. Sign 1. Sleep markers. Some of you have been waking at specific times: 3 o'clock, 3:33, 4:15, 4:44. Not chaotic tossing, not dread spirals. A precise alert that feels like your body standing watch. It is not insomnia, it is rhythm. Your spirit has been on post because a decision point is approaching, and heaven does not want you to sleep through it. You roll over and feel an awareness, like the room is a listening room. Your thoughts are not racing, they are sober. You are not panicking, you are perceiving. When you wake like this, you are not being tormented, you are being tuned. I am pulling you into a slower breath so that by day your choices can match what your night watch is hearing. Stop shaming yourself for being awake. You are not broken, you are being notified. Place a small note by your bed. When it happens again, jot the time without analysis and return to slow breath. I am training your body to recognize appointment. This is mercy. Sign 2. Money sensitivity. Small expenses have started sounding loud in your spirit. Subscriptions you never open suddenly feel like an insult to your alignment. The little drains, $7.99 here, $12.49 there, the weekly treat that pretends it is comfort, but totals a quiet car payment over a season, have stopped being invisible. Receipts you used to crumple now feel like a language your future is speaking to you in. You have found yourself holding an item in your hand and hearing a clean no, not from fear, but from clarity. You canceled 2 subscriptions and felt your shoulders lower. You paused the late-night cart and felt sane. This is not stinginess awakening. This is stewardship returning. Your nervous system is relearning safety, and because of that, your discernment about numbers has sharpened. Do not call it paranoia. It is precision. It is not punishment. It is provision protecting itself by asking you to make room. Sign 3. Relational pressure. A certain voice or request that you used to absorb without naming the cost has started to feel heavy, unusually heavy. The notification from that one person makes your stomach tighten before you even read it, because your body remembers that their quick question, their "can you spot me till Friday?" their "can you talk right now?" always invoices you in peace more than in dollars. You dread the bubble because the conversation always ends with you explaining yourself, fixing what is not yours, or paying with your time for someone else's comfort. Your heart is not hardening, your boundaries are waking up. The sudden heaviness is not you being cruel. It is wisdom refusing to subsidize what I am no longer authorizing. Tonight, Dr. 2 will give language and timing to that weight. Do not pre-spend your courage by debating it in your head. Notice the heaviness. Name it as cost. You are not their emergency room tonight. Sign 4. Internal grief. You have felt waves, quiet, sudden, disorienting grief that is not tethered to a single event. Tears at the sink. A lump in your throat when you think about just enough and realize you almost signed a lease with that story. Grief for a smaller life you almost agreed to. For a ceiling you nearly called wisdom. For a version of you that learned to survive and forgot how to receive. It has made you impatient with your own pretending. You cannot tolerate your own minimization anymore. This grief is holy. It is not depression. It is honesty. It is your heart mourning the future you were about to settle for so that you can accept the one I am handing you. Do not be afraid of these tears. Let them pass through. They are clearing the static so you can hear me when I say no and not tonight and plant here. Grief makes space. Peace loves space to land. Sign 5. Pattern repetition. The same argument, the same emergency, the same rescue role has looped lately like a movie that refuses to change scenes. You promised yourself last month would be different, and yet the same late-week scramble, the same overdraft right before payday, the same unexpected fee, the same family call with the same crisis you cannot fix, the same rush purchase the night your body was tired, the same breathless apology to yourself in the mirror. It is not because you are cursed or because the devil is more creative than you are disciplined. It is because heaven is showing you the loop in high definition so you can see the exit. Patterns repeat before they break. I am not mocking you with sameness. I am illuminating where one pivot tonight will collapse the rehearsal. When you see the loop, do not despise yourself. Say, I see it. When you name a pattern, you weaken it. When you refuse its next cue, you end it. Chosen one, take one slow breath, slow, not deep. Let the air tell your body we are not in danger, we are in decision. Do you feel the recognition rising, that quiet, this is me, that makes you both seen and steadied? That is not performance coaching you, that is me. I am interpreting your last 3 weeks, not to entertain you, but to assure you that you are inside the window and there is a sequence prepared for you. You have been tempted to call yourself flaky, wasteful, too sensitive, too emotional, too responsible, not responsible enough. None of those labels are accurate. You are early to order. You are hearing early so you can obey in time. Understand what these fingerprints mean. When your night watch wakes you, the first door is already near. When small expenses feel loud, boundary is stalking waste and will not let you pretend. When that voice feels heavy, the postponement you will make tonight is being rehearsed on your tongue. When grief waves, the just enough you were about to make into theology is melting so faith has room. When the pattern repeats, your exit becomes obvious, and I can guide your feet through it with one clean step. These are not signs that you are losing it. These are signs that you are coming home. I told you I would be precise because you do not have time for vague messages. So let me be precise in your body again. One slow breath, slow, not deep. Hand on your chest. Feel the cadence that will steady your choosing. I am not asking you to decode dreams for 3 hours. I am asking you to recognize that heaven has been circling the same coordinates on your map and making your inner alarms behave like a metronome. Rhythm means you are being led. Chaos is the old contract. The window is open. The fingerprints are fresh. Do not argue with verification. Do not call what I am confirming coincidence, so you have permission to delay. Agreement turns signs into steps. You have asked me for fleeces. I have put them on your pillow, in your subscriptions list, in your text messages, in your tears, in your repeated Tuesdays. The envelope has arrived. Do not idolize the envelope. Open it. The signs are the envelope. The instruction is the letter. Tonight we will read it by walking the doors in order. Peace first, boundary next, seed after. Release as the exhale that follows obedience. If you will honor what I have shown you about yourself, you will not only feel better, you will decide better. And when decisions change, provision recognizes where to land and chooses to stay. Stay with me. You are not being rushed. You are being rescued from rehearsing collapse. The weight you feel is appointment, not dread. Your body is ready to be led. Your mind is ready to be quieted. Your heart is ready to lay down the role of rescuer and pick up the role of receiver. Tonight we do not chase money. We host peace. We protect it. We plant from it. We release what clings to what I am removing. You are inside the window now, and because you can see the fingerprints, you will not miss the handle when I put it in your hand. Take one more slow breath. Slow, not deep. We move from recognition to regulation next, and then you will hear me with the kind of clarity that makes obedience simple. Chosen one, listen. I am going to tell you the quiet truth beneath your spreadsheets, And your late-night promises. Your finances have not been fighting your effort. They have been fighting your nervous system. You have tried to outwork a scarcity frequency. Your body has stayed braced, so money has never felt safe enough to stay. You have called it discipline. You have called it budgeting. You have called it, this month will be different. But the signal underneath has not changed. A braced body spends like it is bleeding. A braced body saves like it is hiding. A braced body gives to buy safety and then resents the invoice. I am not rebuking you. I am revealing you. Peace is not a mood. It is a safety state. Until your body knows you are safe, your money will behave like danger. Take one slow breath. Slow, not deep. Let your exhale be longer than your inhale. Feel how much your decisions depend on the rhythm of that small river. I will be precise with you because you do not have time for vague messages. Financial peace begins when your nervous system stops treating money like danger and starts treating obedience like safety. Hear this as mercy. I am not calling you irresponsible. I am telling you why you have felt confused while trying to be responsible. Your mind made budgets. Your body braced against numbers like they were teeth. Let me name what that bracing has looked like so you can release the shame you diagnosed yourself with. Overthinking every purchase and then impulse spending when your brain is tired. Doom scrolling money advice and then avoiding your own banking app. Refreshing your balance 3 times in an hour just to feel in control. Then numbing with a small cart fill that you call nothing. Then hating yourself for it. Putting bills in a pile because you do not want to feel the spike in your chest. Then paying 2 days late and blaming your character instead of naming your dysregulation. Saying yes to quick favors because no feels dangerous, then resenting the yes when your body sends you the bill in tight shoulders and a choked throat. These are not character flaws. These are symptoms of a system on survival mode. Survival is not sin. It is just not the promised land. And I am not leaving you there. There is a 2-stage clarity I am giving you, and it is why tonight is arranged like a river and not like a test. First, we calm the stress signal. We deactivate the siren that has kept your choices on emergency. Panic makes expensive decisions and calls them necessary. Peace makes obedient decisions and calls them wise. After we calm, then we reactivate recognition, your discernment, your timing, your ear for where provision is actually landing. Think of it as 2 frequencies, the stress signal, loud and sticky, and the recognition signal, quiet and precise. Most of my chosen ones try to turn up recognition while the stress siren is blaring. You call it trying harder to hear God, and then you think you have a spiritual problem when you cannot. You do not. You have a sequence problem. Calm first, then recognize. Door 1 makes door 3 honest. Chosen one, I remember when your recognition was loud and clean. When you were young, your body knew what no felt like without a committee. The world taught you to ignore that frequency. Perform to be safe. Numb to be calm. Spend to feel in control. Over-explain to be loved. Somewhere around the age when your clarity was shamed, the recognition frequency dimmed and the stress frequency learned to drive. You have done so well with what you were taught that you mistook compensating for competence. Hear me, you are not behind because you are lazy. You have been carrying fear like a backpack and calling it adulthood. You have been budgeting on adrenaline, and adrenaline is a terrible accountant. This is why even good news about money has sometimes spiked your chest instead of easing it. A deposit lands and your body says, hurry. A bill arrives and your body says, run. A small subscription renews and your body says, you are irresponsible. Safety speaks in your body faster than your thoughts can catch it. So your days become 1,000 little negotiations with a nervous system that thinks it is saving your life. No wonder you are tired. No wonder try harder has not worked. You do not need a harsher voice, you need a quieter signal. I do not lead you with shame. I lead you with order. So here is how we will turn it, and I will not let you complicate it. We will tell your body that obedience is safe. We will do it by making peace the first act and not the reward. I start with the altar, not the applause. I quiet the temple before I fill it. I reorder the atmosphere before I bring increase, so the increase can stay. When you create peace before you ask for provision, you change the chemistry of your choices. From that calm, your yes and no become tools again instead of explosions. From that calm, the same bill becomes information, not accusation. From that calm, not tonight, sounds like reverence, not rejection. From that calm, seed becomes seed and not a bid for safety. Let me interpret your recent frustrations. You have been grinding and then confusing exhaustion with favor. You have been writing numbers with a clenched jaw and then wondering why the math feels like a maze. You have been reading, studying, absorbing, and then freezing because your inner counsel is shouting. You have said, I know what to do, why can't I do it? Because you are trying to place a key with a trembling hand. The hand is not wicked, it is tired, so I will steady it. Not by scolding, by regulating. I will teach you the 7 minutes that make numbers honest. I will teach you the one postponement that returns your spine. I will teach you the one clean act that breaks paralysis. Sequence will do what shame never could. Take another slow breath, slow, not deep. Hand on your chest. Feel how your palm rises. Let it be a cue that you are held, not hunted. Say this under your breath if you can. Obedience is safe. Again, let the words lower your shoulders. Obedience is safe. When your nervous system hears that truth in your breath, you will stop trying to buy calm and start receiving it. You will stop making promises to hustle your way out of fear and start making agreements to be let out of it. This is not performance. This is partnership with how I built you. I will also normalize what will happen when we begin. Your mind will try to bargain. One more scroll, one more check of the balance, one more text to the person who always pulls you back into rescue mode. That bargaining is the last flare of the old alarm. Do not interpret it as failure. Let it fire and fade while you keep your appointment with peace. Your heart may bring up grief as you get quiet. Grief for years you budgeted in terror. Grief for seeds you sowed to be seen. Grief for how loudly you have apologized for existing. Let the tears come if they come. You are not weak. You are getting well. I am saying this now so that when the stillness begins, you will not be surprised by how holy simplicity feels. 7 minutes will feel like opening a window in a stuffy room. Postponing one conversation will feel like locking a gate you did not realize was standing open. Planting one finished seed will feel like placing a brick that your house has been waiting on for years. These are not small, they are clean. Clean acts restore dignity because they are done from safety, not from spectacle. Chosen one, you have carried so much so long that you forgot what normal breath feels like. You have made yourself an enemy to your own peace because you thought panic was proof that you were responsible. Panic is not proof. Order is. I am here to give you back order. I am not dangling blessings and threatening loss. I am putting handles back on your life so you can carry what I give you without shaking. Financial peace begins here in a body that treats obedience as safe. From that safety, you will recognize opportunity without chasing it, say no without apology, and steward increase without the old suspicion that it will leave in the night. That suspicion ends tonight. Stay with me. We are about to honor Dr. 1. 7 minutes that break the panic contract. Not heroic, holy, slow, not deep. Obedience is safe. And when your body learns that sentence, your money will stop behaving like a tiger. It will start behaving like a servant. We will begin now. Chosen one, listen. We begin now. Tonight, not tomorrow. You will not negotiate with panic any longer. You will revoke its contract. I am going to be precise with you because you do not have time for vague messages. You will give me 7 minutes and I will give you back your choosing. Here is the ritual, and I want you to treat it like an instruction, not a suggestion. Within the next hour before you sleep, set a timer for 7 minutes, not 6, not 9, 7. It is a container strong enough to hold you without feeling like a prison. Sit down, feet flat on the floor if you can, back supported, hand on your chest, shoulders softened, jaw unclenched, eyes closed or softened. Either is fine. Put your phone on silent or airplane mode. No banking app, no budgeting sheet, no messages, no calls. This is not productivity. This is authority over fear. When the timer begins, breathe slow, not deep. Let the inhale arrive like you are smelling something clean. Let the exhale leave longer than the inhale, like you are fogging a quiet window. If thoughts come, bills, numbers, conversations, the urge to check, to fix, to prove, label them later and let them pass. You are not rejecting responsibility. You are restoring it by refusing to make decisions while your body is broadcasting danger. We are turning the siren down. We are teaching your system a new voice. I will give you a sentence to anchor your breath. Whisper it on the exhale, barely audible. I am not rushing. I am not chasing. I am aligning. Again, slow, not deep. I am not rushing. I am not chasing. I am aligning. Let every round drop your shoulders 1 grain. If your mind asks, is this working? Answer with the same sentence. If an old anxiety knocks on the door with a task, answer it with the same sentence. You are not ignoring your life. You are appointing peace as your treasurer. Chosen one, this comes first, because without it you will choose from panic, and panic always overpays, overshares, and overcommits. Panic will tip 25% to be liked and then resent the generosity. Panic will say yes to protect an image and call it compassion. Panic will buy something small to feel in control and then curse itself for the price of the pile. Panic believes urgency is wisdom. Peace knows order is wisdom. I am not shaming you for the times you chose from fear. I am lifting you into a state where you can finally choose from me. 7 minutes is enough for your body to receive a new headline. We are safe to obey. You will feel the nervous tremor that has been driving your spending begin to loosen. You may notice a wave of grief rise and pass. Let it. You are not weak. You are breaking an agreement. The panic contract said, if I rush, I am responsible. If I worry, I am wise. If I bleed, I am good. You are tearing that paper tonight. Whisper it again on your exhale. I am not rushing. I am not chasing. I am aligning. Alignment is not standing still while the world burns. Alignment is standing where I am, so you do not have to burn to prove you care. During these 7 minutes, your only job is to breathe and agree. Not to think holy thoughts, not to solve, not to rehearse the conversation you are dreading. Let your palm on your chest remind you, obedience is safe. If an itch to move appears, notice it, and then do not move. If the compulsion to check appears, notice it, and then do not check. Every time you choose stillness over fixing, you reclaim ground the fear took without permission. This is warfare disguised as quiet. You are training your gates. Hear me. The timer is not a test you can fail. It is a vessel you can fill. If your mind sprints, you are not disqualified. If your leg bounces, you are not failing. Every return to slow breath is a win. Every repetition of the sentence is a seam you are resewing in your attention. We are teaching your body to recognize me at a lower volume. I do not need to shout to lead you. You are not too late to be led softly. In these minutes, your decisions are not allowed in the room. That is the rule. Do not plan. Do not budget, do not bargain, do not promise. Decision-making is sacred. We do not let panic preside over it anymore. Let your breath preside. Let the timer carry the weight of when. Let the sentence carry the weight of how. I am not rushing. I am not chasing. I am aligning. This is not a mantra to perform. It is a covenant to keep with your body. We will not make money prove what peace can provide. As the timer nears the end, you will feel a subtle settling, sometimes like a warm heaviness in your arms, sometimes like space behind your eyes, sometimes like your jaw deciding it does not need to clench to be faithful. When you feel that, do not get up. Let the last 30 seconds be pure exhale, pure release. And then, when it ends, keep the phone on silent for 2 more minutes. Do not sprint back to the feed. Do not sprint back to the ledger. Bow your head slightly and say, thank you, not for a feeling, for the authority that returned. Once peace is established, I can show you what to stop. Hear me clearly. Stopping is often the first form of increase. When your system is calm, the subscription that insults your alignment becomes obvious to cancel without ceremony. The conversation that always invoices your peace announces itself as not tonight. Without you rehearsing 10 reasons, the needless cart empties without drama. The rescue reflex releases its grip because the breath has convinced your body you are not in danger if you do not fix. This is why peace is door 1. It changes how you choose and makes subtraction feel like worship, not like loss. Chosen one, set the timer tonight. Place your hand on your chest. Breathe slow, not deep. Whisper with me, I am not rushing. I am not chasing. I am aligning. You will feel the old contract crack. You will hear me more clearly than the itch to hurry. And from that quiet, when I say, postpone that call, you will not tremble. You will nod. You will protect your future as if it were income, because it is. We move to door 2 from here, not as a hero, but as a person held. Peace leads. Boundary follows. Seed obeys. Release frees. But first, 7 minutes. Honor them and watch your choices become clean. Chosen one. Listen. Peace has entered the room. Your breath has taken the throne back from panic. Now we close the gate that has been draining you at night. Door 2 is the boundary. I am going to be precise with you because you do not have time for vague messages. Tonight, before you sleep, you will postpone one conversation. Not cancel, not ghost, not dramatize. Postpone. One person, one request, one emergency that always invoices your peace. You know the one. Your body told you when the screen lit. Your stomach told you when the name appeared. The heaviness was not cruelty. It was cost. Tonight, you protect your future by refusing to fund someone else's pattern with your peace. Here is the sentence, and you will keep it this clean. I can't decide tonight. I will respond tomorrow. That is it. Period. Do not stack apologies on top of obedience. Do not add a paragraph to buy permission for your yes to yourself. Over-explaining is how guilt sneaks back in and rewrites your boundary into a debate. You are not filing a dissertation. You are drawing a line. Send the sentence. Then stop. Mute the thread. Turn the phone face down. Stay with me. Take one slow breath. Slow, not deep. Feel that urge to justify, to broadcast context, to prove you are not mean. That urge is the old contract trying to negotiate an extension. Let it pass like weather. Your boundary is not unkind. It is clean. This is not selfish. It is stewardship. I cannot build your future on the back of your constant rescue. The house I am raising in you requires walls as well as windows. Windows let light in. Walls keep floods out. Tonight, you build a wall. Let me name the pattern so you stop calling it compassion when it is control. Some people do not ask for help. They ask for control. They do not want your wisdom, they want your availability. They do not need your yes, they need your access. Right now, on their clock, in their script. Every time you have given it, you have paid with a currency more expensive than cash. You paid with your focus, your sleep, your chest, your decision-making. You have been a 24-hour bank for withdrawals that were never deposits. That is not generosity, that is mismanagement. Tonight, you exit the control contract. The clause you are tearing up is urgency. We do not worship other people's deadlines. What if they get disappointed? Hear me with tenderness and authority. Let them be disappointed. You are not called to audition for the role of everyone's solution. You are not God. Pressure has trained you to think love equals instant access. Love equals truth over time. Stewardship says, I cannot decide in a nervous system that just returned to peace. If someone's regard for you depends on you forfeiting that peace, they are not asking for relationship. They are asking for a resource. Your peace is part of your provision. You do not spend it to prove you care. Chosen one, I know the script your mind is reciting. If I don't answer, they will think I changed. Yes, that is the point. You are changing. If I don't pick up, they will find someone else. If the relationship only survives when you hemorrhage, let it find another host. If I say not tonight, they will say I am unreliable. You have been reliable to their chaos. Now be reliable to your calling. If I don't explain, they won't understand. Understanding cannot be forced at midnight. You are not a teacher's note to be handed in for approval. Take another slow breath. Slow, not deep. Whisper it with me. Obedience is safe. Again, obedience is safe. Safety will not always feel like comfort if you have trained your nervous system to associate discomfort with responsibility. But this is adult holiness, choosing clean discomfort over dirty peace. Dirty peace is the quiet you buy by selling yourself. Clean discomfort is the stretch of a new boundary holding. Be practical with me. Open your messages. Find the thread that charges you interest before you read it. If there is a red bubble, this is not your emergency room. Type the sentence, I can't decide tonight. I will respond tomorrow. Period. Not, I am so sorry, it's just been a day. I promise, I'll try, I'll see. Your apology has been the door they walk through to negotiate your no into a maybe. You will not do that tonight. If they call, you do not pick up. If they send 3 more messages, you do not add 3 more explanations. Your silence is not punishment. It is agreement with your own boundary. Mute, face down, hand on chest. Slow, not deep. If the person is the one you have historically tried to save, family, friend, client, colleague, the one with perma-crisis, hear me. Postponement is mercy. When you decide from adrenaline, you finance the very cycle you swear you want to end. When you decide from peace, you answer clean, or you say no clean, so that change can occur. Your yes given under duress delays their growth and destroys yours. Your not tonight is not abandonment. It is refusing to lend your nervous system to someone else's avoidance. Let me speak to the self-initiated drain as well. For some of you, the conversation is not with a person on a screen. It is with a cart on a screen, a checkout window pretending to be a friend. You always talk yourself into one more small thing at night to quiet a hum. Tonight, you send the same sentence to your own impulse. Say it out loud. I can't decide tonight. I will respond tomorrow. Close the tab. Walk away. The part of you that confuses spending with soothing will argue. Let it. We are unhooking the loop. Not by force, by order. This is not avoidance, this is sequence. We do not let panic or loneliness preside over purchases. You will be amazed at what the morning light calls unnecessary, that midnight swore was essential. If the boundary you must draw is with work, an email pinging, a quick question, a late assignment that always becomes an all-nighter, you will honor the same line. I can't decide tonight, I will respond tomorrow. You do not build legacy by being perpetually available to tasks that did not respect your day. Your future is not built in the hours you resent. Guard the hours you rest like income, because they are. Expect the flare. When you send the sentence, your body may feel a hot flash of adrenaline. That is the old alarm testing the fence. Do not interpret the spike as a sign the boundary is wrong. It is a sign the boundary is new. Breathe slow, not deep. Place your hand on your chest. Count 5 exhales longer than inhales. Name out loud what you just did. I protected my peace. Say it again. Let the words oxygenate your choice. Hear the difference I am training into you. Postponement tonight is not procrastination. It is protection and detachment. You are not bailing on responsibility. You are refusing to pay interest on it. Detachment does not mean you do not care. It means you refuse to merge your nervous system with someone else's storm. It means you refuse to let urgency proof your identity. It means you let me be God and you be obedient. There is a quiet miracle that happens when you enforce one clean boundary. The leak slows. The room dries. Your numbers stop shimmering with shame and start standing still like information. Shame kept the leak hidden because if you felt wrong, you could not look long. When the leak is contained, you can look without punishing yourself. You will be able to open the banking app tomorrow and see without flinching because tonight you stopped pouring your peace into a bottomless cup. You will notice that the unexpected expense was often a scheduled extraction you pretended was love. Tonight ends that romance with depletion. Chosen one, your life will not collapse because you said, I will respond tomorrow. The people who love you will still love you. The people who used you will get loud. Let them. Noise is not wisdom. Silence is not guilt. This single postponement functions like a dam upstream. It gives you still water to see your reflection and decide from truth. I will speak more clearly to you in that water than in the rapids of everyone else's desire. Take one more slow breath. Slow, not deep. Feel how your spine has returned. Feel how your jaw does not need to clench to be faithful. The person who always calls at the last minute may find another last minute. The cart that lives in the shadows will not scream if you close it. The email will be there in the morning, and so will your authority. Tonight is appointed time. You are not disobeying me by pausing a pattern. You are obeying me by protecting the sequence. Peace first, boundary second, seed third, release fourth. Order is the mercy you have been praying for. Now that the leak is contained, you will see cleanly. You will plant one finished seed before you sleep, and it will not be a flinch. It will be a choice. But hear me, the seed only lands where the ground is not being washed away by constant rescue. You have just made ground. You have built a wall. You have proven to your own body that your peace is provision. Do not reopen the gate. Do not text again. Do not explain. Let silence be the period at the end of your sentence. Tomorrow, from order, you will respond. Yes, no, or an honest boundary with terms. Tonight, you rest in the safety you just authored with me. You are not rushed. You are not chased. You are aligned. Chosen one, now we plant. Not tomorrow, tonight. Before your head meets the pillow, we put one seed in the ground. I am going to be precise with you because you do not have time for vague messages. The sequence demands action. Peace first, boundary second, seed third. I am not calling you to overhaul your finances in a midnight frenzy. I am calling you to complete one clean money move that your morning self will thank you for. One finished act of obedience breaks the spell of financial paralysis. Here is what clean means tonight. It creates relief in the morning, not adrenaline in the night. It reduces chaos. It does not add pressure. It is small enough to finish in one sitting now. It closes a loop without opening 3 more. Clean is a completed click, a sent submission, a canceled drain, a scheduled call on the calendar with confirmation. Clean is the opposite of frantic research. Clean is the opposite of perfectionism. Clean is finished. You will choose only one of 4 options. Do not add options. Do not stack tasks. Fear loves a pile because a pile guarantees nothing gets planted. The anti-sabotage rule stands like a guard at the gate. Do not do 5 things. Do 1 thing fully. Scattered effort is how fear stays in control. Focused obedience is how you take the ground back. Option A, cancel 1 subscription, the one that insults your alignment when you remember it exists, not 5. 1. Open your email or the App Store subscriptions page. Scroll slowly. Your body will tighten when you see the one that has been nibbling at you each month, the one you call only $9.99, the one you do not use but keep just in case. Slow, not deep. Breathe. Click Manage. Click Cancel. If they ask for a reason, you may select Cost or No Longer Needed. Do not write an essay to the platform. Do not second guess because they offer 2 free weeks. Free weeks prolong leaks. You are not rejecting abundance. You are refusing waste. When the confirmation appears, take a screenshot and name the file Seed Canceled Name as Date. Relief will arrive in the morning not because $9.99 solved your life, but because you proved to your nervous system that you can close a valve, that is, wealth work. Option B, set 1 spending boundary. You can enforce with a switch, not a vow. Not a paragraph to yourself, a mechanism. Remove the saved card from the late-night delivery app. Disable one-click purchasing. Put a spending limit on a category inside your budgeting tool tonight and lock it. Freeze the card that leaks after 10 p.m. Rename a category not at night and set an alert that texts you before purchase. Then honor it. If apps live on your front screen like candy, hold them until they wiggle and move them to a folder called After 10 a.m. That is a boundary your thumbs can feel. This is not about moral strength. It is about designing friction where you leak and flow where you build. You will feel relief in the morning because a version of you can no longer make midnight take executive action. Decision fatigue goes down. Peace goes up. That is provision. Option C. Submit 1 application. Not browse. Not save a draft. Submit. The job already open in a tab. The grant page you marked. The gig platform you signed up for but never finished. The overdue pitch to the client who asked you to send rates. Pick one. Fill the boxes. Attach the resume. Put the portfolio link. If your mind whispers, but the resume isn't perfect, answer, finished beats perfect. If a question requires thought, give your best honest answer and move on. You are not writing scripture, you are sending a seed. Press submit. Wait for the confirmation page or email. Screenshot it. Seed in the ground. In the morning, you will not be staring at possibility. You will be standing inside process. Heaven can breathe on a submitted seed. Your body can rest inside momentum. Option D. Schedule 1 payment plan call. Not a 3-hour negotiation tonight, a scheduled bridge. Choose the loudest bill in your chest, the one that shouts when you try to sleep. Go to the website. If after hours, locate schedule a call or request a payment plan. Fill the short form. Choose the earliest viable time in the next 72 hours. If there is no scheduler, send a simple email. Subject, payment plan request, your name, account number. Body, I am requesting to set up a payment plan. Please advise the available options. I am available. 2 windows. Thank you. Send. If there is a phone number with voicemail, call, state your name, account, and that you are requesting to set a plan. Leave your number clearly twice. Then add a calendar event labeled Payment Plan Call Company with an alert and attach the email. This is not avoidance, this is order. Your morning will exhale because you are not hiding, you are engaging. Chosen one, pick one, right now. Place your hand on your chest. Take a slow breath, slow, not deep. Ask simply, which seed produces relief in the morning? Do not analyze. Do not put it to a vote with 5 imaginary panels in your head. The first clear option is the one. If 2 arrive at once, choose the smaller. We are breaking paralysis, not building empire at midnight. Move. As you act, the old voice will try its tactics. If you cancel 1, you should cancel 10. No. That is fear trying to turn obedience into exhaustion, so you associate change with collapse. If you remove a card, you should rebuild your entire system. No. That is perfection attempting to steal your finish. If you submit this, you will be rejected. Maybe, and rejection is information, not identity. A planted field survives weather. If you schedule the call, they will say no. Perhaps, and a no in daylight is better than 1,000 what-ifs at night. We do not worship outcomes. We honor obedience. Seed is your job. Growth is mine. Breathe again. Slow, not deep. Keep the action clean. Do not open 12 tabs. Do not start comparing 10 positions. Do not start a budget from scratch. Do not decide to sell your couch. Close loops. Do not create new ones. When the move is complete, when the cancel shows a confirmation, when the limit is set and the card is removed, when the application says submitted, when the calendar shows call scheduled, stop. Put the device down. Place your hand on your chest and say, seed is in the ground. Whisper it twice. Let your body register completion. Write it down simply. Tonight's seed, 1 line. Time. This is not journaling for performance. It is a receipt. It tells your nervous system, we do what we say, we finish. Consistency does not begin with a feeling. It begins with a record. Tomorrow, when accusation tries to tell you nothing changed, you will point to what is true. The spell breaks when evidence appears. Hear me. This is not about the amount of money saved or earned tonight. This is about sequence and authority. You have been praying for provision while your system has been practicing paralysis. Heaven is not offended by small seeds. Heaven is moved by obedient ones. Your clean act tonight says to the seen and the unseen, we are not helpless, we act when God speaks. Angels traffic in assignment, not in your adrenaline. You are sending a signal. This house is in order. Open the next door. If you feel a surge of giddiness now, do not translate it into more tasks. Joy is not permission to break the rule. The anti-sabotage guard still stands. One thing fully. Close the computer. Put the phone face down. Breathe slow, not deep. Let quiet be the applause. Let stillness be the celebration. You are not behind. You are inside appointed time, doing what appointed time demands. A response. Anticipate the morning. Notice the relief. You will wake with 1 less leak, 1 more boundary, 1 forward motion, or 1 scheduled help. The shame that made the numbers blurry will be quieter. The dread that made the inbox heavy will be lighter. You will check your accounts not to punish yourself, but to gather truth. You will remember the screenshot, the confirmation, the calendar event, the missing app from your front screen, and your body will learn a new association. We can be trusted to move without panic. Chosen one, I know the deeper root tugging beneath your obedience. Obedience stirs questions. If I change how I spend, will I outgrow people who counted on my chaos? If I prosper in peace, will forgiveness be required? Yes. After seed comes release. After proof comes untangling. We are going there next. Into forgiveness that is not excusing but unhooking. Into the fear of outgrowing people and why keeping yourself small has felt like loyalty. Do not rush there yet. Honor the order. Tonight you have planted. That is holy. Take one more slow breath. Slow, not deep. Feel how authority sits in your chest without clenching. Whisper, I obeyed. Whisper, I am safe to prosper. You are not waiting on a windfall to feel like a different person. You are becoming a different person so you can carry what I am sending. Seed precedes rain. Order precedes overflow. You did the small thing, that is, the large thing. You broke the spell. Now rest. Do not announce your seed to those who drain you. Do not go fishing for validation in eyes that profited from your leak. Keep your peace like a lamp under glass. Tomorrow we will walk into the release that unties your heart from old debts of pain. For tonight, let your pillow feel the weight of a person who acted. The window is open and you are moving with it. Peace first, boundary second, seed third. Release comes next. Stay with me. Chosen one, come close. The ground is made. The wall is up. The seed is in. Now we untie the tightest knot so tomorrow does not pull you back into yesterday. This is the release. Forgiveness, not as a performance to make them comfortable, but as a freeing to make you available. Hear me with clarity. I am not asking you to call what happened okay. I am asking you to remove their access to your future decisions. Tonight, you stop letting a past injury co-sign your present choices. Let me be precise because you do not have time for vague messages. Resentment is the hidden taxer. It does not subtract dollars first. It drains attention. It steals sleep, focus, creativity, the very currencies that create income and sustain peace. It is an unpaid invoice you carry in your chest. Rehearse in your mind and consult every time you are about to move forward. That is why the numbers blur when you think of their name. That is why your body tightens when you start a new budget, send a pitch, or consider a raise. A part of you is still arguing a case in a courtroom that closed years ago. Tonight, the courtroom lights go off. Court is adjourned. This is not denial. This is jurisdiction. Forgiveness does not declare innocence. It changes who holds the ledger. When you keep the ledger, you become your own collection agency, calling, emailing, waking at 3:12 a.m. to draft new speeches in your head. You charge interest in the form of bitterness and pay it with your mourning. When you hand me the ledger, you stop spending your life to collect what they cannot pay. I am the only one large enough to handle justice without ruining you in the process. Take a slow breath, slow, not deep. Place your hand on your chest. I am going to give you language. Do not analyze it. Do not edit it to sound impressive. Speak to me like a child who wants to be free. Whisper, Father, I return the debt to you. I am free from collecting what they cannot pay. Again, slower. Father, I return the debt to you. I am free from collecting what they cannot pay. Now say their first name softly. One name, maybe two. Do not make a list so long it becomes a performance. Name the one that tightens your stomach, the one that sits behind every money decision like a shadow in the room. Say, I release you from my ledger. I cancel my claim to collect from you. I bless you into accountability with God. I withdraw my energy from your story. I choose my peace over my case. If tears come, let them. If yawns come, let them. If your body trembles for a few seconds, let it discharge. You are not falling apart. You are putting down weight. Unforgiveness is financial weight you have carried as virtue. It made you feel strong to hold the case. It made you feel in control to keep the anger sharpened. But the weight kept your hands too busy to receive. The anger blurred your reading of opportunities, so you sabotaged what looked like what hurt you. Tonight, you put down what is not your job, collecting. Tonight, you pick up what is, obeying. Hear me. Forgiveness does not erase boundaries. Forgiveness does not require access. Forgiveness does not reopen contracts that wisdom has closed. You can forgive and keep the number blocked. You can forgive and refuse to lend again. You can forgive and ask for cash up front from the client who never pays on time. You can forgive and move departments. You can forgive and file paperwork. Forgiveness changes the energy you carry into those choices. It removes vengeance from the driver's seat, so discernment can take the wheel. You will stop using money to punish or prove. You will start using money to build and bless. You are allowed to outgrow people who flourished in your struggle. You are allowed to outgrow family patterns that baptized chaos as culture. You are allowed to outgrow an identity narrated by the one who always makes it work for everyone else, no matter the cost. Loyalty to pain is not faithfulness, it is bondage. Honor the love that was true. Grieve what was real. Release the contracts that required your poverty to maintain belonging. Say it with me. I am allowed to prosper in peace. Again, I am allowed to outgrow what keeps me small. Take another slow breath. Slow, not deep. Bring to mind one scene that still loops. The conversation where you were humiliated. The promise broken without apology. The deal tilted against you. Hold it for a moment, not to relive it, but to return it. Now visualize the ledger in your hands. Names, amounts, emotions, and hand it to me. Say it simply. This is yours. If your mind tries to grab it back with, but they need to know, answer gently, not my account anymore. If the courtroom whispers, object, reply, overruled. You are not suppressing the truth, you are relocating the case. I want you to notice something. As you release, a quiet appears where the trial noise used to be. In that quiet, solutions live. In that quiet, recognition returns. Discernment cannot shout over arguments. It speaks at the volume of peace. When your heart is not busy being a lawyer, it remembers how to be a builder. You will see tomorrow what you could not see last week. The email you archived too quickly. The double charge to dispute the client who actually values your terms. The skill you discounted that the market will pay for. You will feel clean no's and clean yeses. Decisions will move from prove to protect, from spite to steward. I am not promising you will never remember again. Memory is not the enemy. Rumination is. When the memory comes back, you will have a sentence ready. Not my account anymore. If a friend tries to drag you into an old rehash, you will smile and say, I released that debt. If the late-night monologue starts, put your hand on your chest and repeat the prayer. Father, I return the debt to you. I am free from collecting what they cannot pay. You will feel your body obey the words the way a river returns to its banks after a flood. Let me normalize what happens next. As the weight leaves, you may feel strangely empty. Emptiness is not loss, it is room. Room is what peace uses to arrange provision. Do not rush to fill it with entertainment, scrolling, or a new argument. Hold the room for a moment like a cleared table. I will set things there, ideas, names, next steps. You will know it is me because it will come with steadiness, not pressure. You will know it is wisdom because you can write it in one line. Recognition returns where resentment once lived. Seal this with simple agreement. Whisper, I release. Whisper, my future is unhooked. Whisper, I choose peace over my case. Write a single line in your notes. Debt returned to God. First name. This is not a list for gossip. It is a receipt of freedom. If guilt rises and says, you are letting them off, answer, no, I am letting myself out. If fear rises and says, they will do it again, answer, boundaries stand. Vengeance is not my vocation. If shame says, you should have done this years ago, answer, appointed time is mercy. I am doing it now. Take one more slow breath, slow, not deep. Feel how your jaw unclenches, how your chest has more room for air. That is capacity. Capacity is currency. You are lighter not because denial floated you, but because release removed what your calling could not afford to carry. Tonight you did not excuse, you unhooked. Tonight you did not abandon justice, you reassigned it. Tonight you opened the third door and cleared the hallway for wisdom. Sleep in the knowledge that your mind will scan for provision now, not for proof. Tomorrow, when options appear, you will recognize them. And when the old case knocks on your door, you will answer with the truth. Not my account anymore. Chosen one, listen. Nights turn years. I am going to be precise with you because you do not have time for vague messages. You planted the seed. You returned the ledger. Your body can finally hear me. Now I will show you why I love nights, why I choose tight windows, dim rooms, and hushed instructions to change what could not be moved by noise. Esther first, a daughter hidden in plain sight. Her life did not turn in the throne room. It turned in a 3-day fast. Door 1 in her story was not applause, it was alignment. Before favor announced her publicly, identity refined her privately. She quieted the appetites that blurred discernment. She drew a boundary around chatter, around fear, around the voices that would have told her to play safe and stay small. She chose stillness, then strategy, then speech, in that order. Peace first, boundary second, seed third. Release into her assignment. Do you see the pattern? The text records her courage. If I perish, I perish. But hear the deeper sequence. If I disobey this night, the years will not turn. She honored the hidden work, so favor could trust her hands with visible provision. This is money too. When Esther fasted, she was not being shamed for hunger. She was being prepared to steward the feast. Fasting narrowed her focus so she could stop bleeding courage in 100 directions. You think your press around finances disqualifies you. It is refining you. When you refuse panic and honor the 7-minute stillness, when you postpone the conversation that always taxes your soul, when you plant one obedient seed instead of spiraling, when you return the ledger to me, that is your Esther fast in financial form. You are not punishing yourself. You are aligning yourself. Appointed time loves order. Order attracts favor. Favor funds assignment. Jonah next. A man with a word in his mouth and wind in the wrong direction. The fish was not punishment, it was transport. The dark, tight place was the only space quiet enough to make his memory louder than his arguments. Inside the belly, he remembered his vow. What I have vowed, I will make good. Notice the economy of heaven. One night of remembering produced a city's turning. 3 days of stillness birthed the courage to walk 1 day's journey and say a simple sentence that moved years of bloodshed toward mercy. He did not take a course in eloquence in that belly. He laid down resistance. He stopped spending his energy outrunning obedience and redirected it to the road in front of him. This is money, too. I have not been shaming you for being pressed. I have been narrowing your focus so you would stop bleeding energy everywhere else. The tight budget, the forced cancellations, the no that closed a door you tried to pry open. These were not me withholding love. These were me quieting the chaos so your assignment could get a word in. Panic spends. Peace invests. The fish that felt like failure transported you to shore. Tonight's stillness is not a coffin, it is a coach. It is delivering you to the place where your yes creates provision you could not earn by anxiety. Take a slow breath. Slow, not deep. Feel what is happening as you let these stories touch yours. Nights are me, lifting you out of Chronos, the clock that makes you frantic, and into Kairos, the appointed time that makes you decisive. Esther's 3 nights prepared her name to be called. Jonah's 3 nights prepared his feet to walk. Appointed time does not reward volume, it rewards order. That is why I gave you a sequence. That is why I told you to stop at 1 seed, to postpone 1 conversation, to breathe for 7 minutes, to lay down the ledger. You were not completing random tasks. You were following the grammar of breakthrough. Reframe your delay. The hidden season has been training, not exile. You learned how to feel waves of emotion without drowning. You learned which conversations leak your clarity. You learned how your thumbs betray you at night. You learned where shame makes the numbers blurry. You learned that your body believes what your mouth repeats. These are not small lessons. They are architecture. If I had delivered you to visibility without this, the weight would have collapsed what you love. Esther would have been devoured by court politics without a fasted identity. Jonah would have performed in Nineveh without power if he had not remembered his vow. You would have negotiated from panic, tithed from resentment, pitched from scarcity, and called it hustle. The hidden season saved your years from hemorrhage. Chosen one, hear me. When I say nights turn years, I mean that a single appointed window can realign an entire timeline. Tonight is not another inspirational moment. It is architecture being set. It is how heaven decides who can be trusted with flow. Wealth is not only numbers in an account, it is capacity in a soul. Peace increases capacity. Boundaries protect capacity. Seeds direct capacity. Release frees capacity. When capacity meets appointment, provision becomes obvious. You will not have to force what fits. You will recognize it. Recognition is the harvest of alignment. Take another slow breath. Slow, not deep. Place your hand on your chest and feel how your heart no longer needs the gavel. That is Esther's robe, not the lawyer's suit. Feel how your jaw softens when you think of tomorrow's tasks. That is Jonah stepping onto shore, not running from himself. You are not late. You are precisely on time. The darkness you resented was the only room quiet enough to hear this sentence. Your money is safer in order than in adrenaline. Your future is safer in obedience than in opinion. Your years are safer when your nights are honored. Now we pivot from meaning to mandate. You are no longer guessing at instruction. It is known. Peace, boundary, seed, release, in that order. You have begun it tonight. It must be sealed. Appointed time always asks for agreement, not performance, not spectacle. Agreement. Esther spoke a sentence that sealed 3 days of hiddenness into public courage. Jonah spoke a sentence that sealed 3 days of remembering into obedient steps. You will speak and write a sentence that seals this night into your next 72 hours. We will do that together next. Before we move, listen to me one last time in this section. Do not despise the night that turned you. Do not curse the belly that transported you. Do not minimize the fast that refined you. Do not apologize for being unavailable to chaos. You are allowed to be delivered. You are allowed to be ready. You are allowed to be trusted with visible provision because you honored the invisible work. This is not pride. This is stewardship. This is not luck. This is sequence. Breathe. Slow, not deep. Receive the weight of glory that sits light because it fits. The years will feel different, not because I waved a wand, but because you walked a sequence. The next part is simple and sacred. We will name what happened, and we will covenant with it, so your tomorrow keeps what tonight began. Stay with me. Chosen one, come close. This is where we seal it. Place your hand on your chest. Take a slow breath. Slow, not deep. I am going to be precise with you because you do not have time for vague messages. Agreement is how appointed time becomes architecture. You have walked the sequence. Now you speak it into place so the morning cannot move what the night established. Repeat after me 3 lines, simple and strong. Do not try to make them fancy, make them true. Over your finances say, peace governs me, not panic. Again, peace governs me, not panic. Now the second, boundaries protect me, not people-pleasing. Again, boundaries protect me, not people-pleasing. Now the third, I complete my seed and release the outcome to God. Again, slower, I complete my seed and release the outcome to God. These 3 lines are the rope that ties tonight to tomorrow. When your mouth agrees, your body believes. When your body believes, your choices follow. Now we will mark it in the earth. This is not performance, this is covenant. Type these 9 words. I see it, I receive it, I will do it tonight. Not to impress anyone, to anchor yourself. To step out of Chronos, scroll time, and into Kairos, appointed time. Your agreement in writing is a doorframe you can touch when you forget which house you live in. It is a witness that says, I chose peace first. I honored the boundary. I planted the seed. I released the ledger. Type it now. If tears come while you type, that is your spirit recognizing home. Listen to me. In the morning, the old panic will try to rush back. It will bring fake urgency. It will send you old conversations dressed as responsibility. It will whisper, you didn't do enough, fix it fast. That is not guidance. That is the residue of unsealed nights. When you feel it, do not bargain with it. Touch your chest, breathe slow, not deep, and read what you wrote. Speak your 3 lines, then say the sentence that ends the argument. I already chose last night. The sequence stands. You will not renegotiate obedience with adrenaline. You will not violate boundaries to earn belonging. You will not plant 5 scattered seeds to soothe fear when one completed seed would break the spell. The seal is your reminder that discernment outranks urgency. Take another slow breath. Tonight requires 1 private step of accountability. Open a note on your phone and write this title, tonight's sequence. Then write 3 short lines you can check off before you sleep. 1. Peace. 7 minutes stillness. 2. Boundary. Postpone the 1 conversation. 3. Seed. 1 clean money move. Finished. Under these, add 1 final line as a signature. Release. Ledger returned to God. Do not make a paragraph. Do not add 10 tasks. Check them off, not as perfection, but as completion. Completion breaks paralysis. Completion teaches your nervous system that obedience is safety. Completion is how you stop paying the tax of almost. Now, chosen one, hear the mercy in my warning. If, as you write this note, shame tries to say, you should have done this long ago, answer, appointed time is mercy. I am doing it now. If fear hustles your fingers to add more tasks, stop at 3 doors. The power is in the order, not the volume. If guilt tries to unseal your boundary with, but they'll be upset, say, my peace is part of my provision. You are not hard. You are holy. You are not selfish. You are stewarding what I am rebuilding. I am not leaving you after tonight. I continue to train your recognition and calm because financial peace is maintained, not merely reached. You will notice I keep bringing you back to the same tools, slow breath, clear words, ordered steps. That repetition is not weakness, it is mastery. Peace increases your capacity. Boundaries protect your capacity. Seeds direct your capacity. Release frees your capacity. Capacity sustained becomes overflow. I will walk you into habits that hold this shape. Morning agreements before messages, 1 decision at a time. Silence where noise used to live. You will find that the more you guard your peace, the more obvious provision becomes. You will not have to hunt. You will recognize. Seal this aloud. Whisper, I agree with peace. Whisper, I honor my boundary. Whisper, I will finish my seed and release the outcome to God. Write those exact words at the top of your note. This is your covenant with yourself under my witness. No spectacle, no extra steps, just clean agreement. When you are tempted to reopen the ledger or to pick up your phone to chase chaos, open your note first. Touch the check marks. Your body will remember. The door is already closed. The seed is already planted. The ledger is already returned. I am adding one more kindness. Choose a small daily time, the kind you can keep even on your busiest day. 2 minutes after you brush your teeth at night or the first minute after you wake. In that window, read your 3 lines and breathe slow, not deep. This is how we keep the seal warm. This is how we refuse to let adrenaline rewrite what obedience authored. Your calendar will learn your covenant. Your bank account will follow your calendar. Take a final slow breath. Feel the steadiness settle in your chest. That is not hype, that is order. Say it one last time with me. I see it. I receive it. I will do it tonight. Then do it simply and completely. The window honors those who honor it. Sleep knowing that your words and your writing are holding shape for you while you rest. Tomorrow is not a test. It is a walk inside decisions you already made. Stay with me. We are not done. Chosen one, stay with me. Tonight, set the frame. The next 72 hours, set the habit. Appointed time births a turn, but continuity protects it. I am going to be precise with you because you do not have time for vague messages. Guard your peace like it is income, because it is. In these 3 days, the goal is not to do more. The goal is to disturb less. Order has been established. We are protecting the frequency that lets you recognize provision without panic. Here are your guardrails, clean and non-negotiable, for 72 hours. No impulsive purchases. If it was not on your list before tonight, it waits. A want that arrives with adrenaline has to sit on a 24-hour shelf. You can write it down, but you may not buy it. If your thumbs hover over buy now, say out loud, I decide in daylight. No rescue decisions. You are not bailing anyone out tonight or in the next 3 days. Not with money, not with time, not with your nervous system. Love does not mean self-harm. Generosity is not triage. If someone's chaos arrives knocking, you will answer with a boundary and a tomorrow, and no late-night money conversations. Nothing negotiated after your evening shutdown is clean. The boundary is not punishment, it is protection. Decide in daylight. Text back in the morning. Your peace protects your provision. Take a slow breath, slow, not deep. Your mornings for the next 3 days will be simple. Before messages, before feeds, before your body remembers the old script, sit or stand with one hand on your chest. Breathe slow. Open your numbers for 2 minutes. Not to judge, to look, to befriend your own reality without drama. Balance, inflow, outflow, due dates, that is all. Then ask one question. What is the next clean step? Not 10 steps, not a vision board, one, and do it. Send one invoice, cancel one subscription. Move a small amount, $5, $10, into savings as a signal to your body that you steward flow. Email one follow-up. Set one appointment for a later daylight hour. Record one line item you have been avoiding. The clean step is not glamorous, it is complete. Completion is how obedience becomes safety to your nervous system. At midday, give yourself a 60-second reset. Hand on chest, one slow breath. Whisper, the sequence stands. Ask again, what is the next clean step? If nothing arises, do not invent a step to feel productive. Protect stillness. At evening shutdown, close your ledger and bless it. Read your 3 lines. Peace governs me, boundaries protect me. I complete my seed and release the outcome to God. And say, I already chose last night. Then honor the no late night rule. If a thought insists on a money discussion, Write a single sentence in your note and promise it. You will meet it at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You are training your brain that clarity arrives when peace leads. Now, hear me explain the quiet cost, because I love you enough to warn you. Disobedience rarely charges you at the register. It posts to the account 30 days later as confusion, as a random bill you forgot, as a missed opportunity you couldn't see because your adrenaline spent your focus. When you violate the boundary tonight, you may feel a short burst of control. In 30 days, you feel the fog. When you make a rescue decision in the next 72 hours, you may feel virtuous for a moment. In 30 days, you feel the resentment and the gap in your own plan. When you buy the unplanned thing on a rush, you may feel a sugar high of relief. In 30 days, you feel the scramble that distracts you from the next clean step. The quiet cost is not punishment. It is the natural consequence of being unprepared for a sequence. So we guard peace now to protect sight later. We choose order now to protect capacity later. We keep boundaries now to protect favor when it knocks. Chosen one, receive this identity correction. You are not rebuilding from nothing. You are rebuilding from wisdom you already paid for. Your tears paid for clarity. Your disappointments paid for discernment. The nights you thought were waste were a school you passed. You are not a beginner. You are a steward. You are not scrambling. You are sequencing. You are not trying to become someone else. You are returning to your original frequency, the one that could feel clean truth and recognize provision without performing. Say it with me. I am rebuilding from wisdom. Again, slower. I am rebuilding from wisdom. In the next 72 hours, you will feel 3 kinds of pressure. First, speed pressure, offers that expire in an hour, messages that push your fear buttons, thoughts that say, if you don't act now, you'll miss it forever. Answer, appointment protects what is yours. If it is mine, it will still be mine in daylight. Second, guilt pressure. People who are used to your rescue energy will test your new boundary. Answer, my peace is part of my provision. I'll respond after 10 a.m. Third, scarcity pressure. Your mind will suggest a dozen seeds and frantic tasks to prove you're doing something. Answer, one clean step is more powerful than 12 scattered moves. You are allowed to be decisive without being frantic. Let me give you scripts because I am not leaving you without tools. When someone texts at 11:23 p.m., can you just look at this real quick? Reply in the morning, I make money decisions in daylight. I'll review at 10 a.m. When a friend hints that the weekend trip won't be that much, respond, not in my 72-hour guard. I revisit Friday. When your own thought tries to bargain, but it's only $19, answer, price doesn't determine peace. Timing does. I decide in daylight. When a client drags you past your rate, say, these are my terms. If it's not a fit, I bless your search. Your mouth trains your body. Your body trains your choices. Your choices train your results. Keep your seed clean. Do not plant 5 more before the first one has sprouted. Track what you planted tonight. Place a small, visible reminder, a note on your desk, a calendar dot, so your brain sees completion, not chronic starting. Celebrate micro-proofs with gentle rituals that do not spike your nervous system. A glass of water, a walk around the block, 5 minutes with your eyes closed in the sun. Do not reward yourself with noise. Reward yourself with nourishment. Remember, adrenaline is expensive. Peace is profitable. Practical kindness for your body in these days will make your spirit's work easier. Hydrate. Move your body for 10 minutes to discharge static. Reduce late caffeine and sugar so your sleep can keep what your choices have earned. Keep your evening light dimmer and your room cooler if you can. These are not laws, they are helps. You are creating a context where peace can stay the loudest voice. You may notice ideas arriving in the quiet. Write them, do not chase them. The appointed idea carries steadiness. If a name surfaces, a person to follow up with, a platform to revisit, a skill to price properly, note it and schedule the clean step in daylight. Honor your sequence: peace, boundary, seed, release. Every time you keep order, favor knows where to find you. Take a slow breath. Slow, not deep. I will cover you now. Father, over this chosen one I speak peace that persists. I bless their sleep with safety, their nights with restoration, their mornings with courage. I break the agreement with false urgency and reinstate the governance of order. I ask for clarity over every number they view and for tenderness in their own self-talk as they look. I release courage to keep boundaries when old patterns knock and the grace to say, I decide in daylight. I speak favor over applications and conversations, favor with righteous clients, favor with approvers who can say yes, favor with gatekeepers who recognize readiness. I assign angels to stand watch at the thresholds of these 72 hours, to remind them of the sequence, to nudge their hand back to the note when the phone tries to pull them into chaos. Let the right invitations find them in order, and let the wrong ones dissolve without explanation. Multiply their seed in a way that teaches their heart to trust completion. Close the doors that break sequence. Open the doors in order. Chosen one, whisper with me. The sequence stands. Again, the sequence stands. Write a small line in your note before you sleep. 72 hours guarded. When the urge to rush, rescue, or renegotiate rises, touch those words and breathe slow, not deep. You are not fragile, you are focused. You are not stingy, you are strategic. You are not withholding, you are wisely pacing. Tonight started the turn. The next 72 hours protect it. Walk softly. Decide in daylight. Guard your peace like it is income, because it is. And as you do, watch how obvious provision becomes, not hunted, but recognized. Stay with me. We are still moving.